Welcome, viewers, to another Soul Thirsty episode. Now, I'm guessing that you're probably following the Olympics one game or the other. Well, unless your life is so eventful and exciting that you have better things to do. But considering how borders are tighter than my hole, I'm guessing probably not. Anywho, we are 1 week into the Olympic, guys. Yeah, that's right. How did your countries do? Good? As you would probably know by now, as of today, in the Tokyo Olympics, China is currently leading in terms of medal counts, crushing and cruising through almost every competition like an unstoppable wave. In fact, you probably already know this by now, for China is known to dominate in certain Olympic sports, like badminton, table tennis, and probably some others which I don't know of. But don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm generalizing, it is just statistically proven. Since the late 20th century, China has been regarded as the best performing nation for badminton and has the highest medal count for it. In terms of table tennis, well, there hasn't been any competition, has there? And while of course there are undoubtedly legends outside of China, the most notable players for table tennis and badminton are Chinese. Aside from badminton and table tennis, China's Olympic record has been steadily climbing, as witnessed by today's Olympic Games. And to understand how China has become the current Olympic powerhouse that it is, we must first look back in history. Not that far. Yes, 2008. To the time where Wall Street up, causing almost every country in the world to burn. Well, except for a quiet little dragon. In 2001, China was nominated to host the 2008 Summer Olympics, and it was a big deal to them, for it was the first time that China could show off to the world its power, wealth, and culture. But bear in mind that at that point of time, YouTube was only at its infant stage, and traveling was still quite a privileged thing. Therefore, most people wasn't aware of what life was like inside China. Most people thought of China as a backwards living, developing country that, filled with people who only knew Kung Fu. So naturally, when the 2008 Olympics was broadcasted throughout the world, China impressed everyone. Not only with the amazing venues and stadiums, but also with the numbers of medals, almost doubling the amount from previous years. And because, as Sapenza says, face is everything in China. In Chinese we call it 面子. 面子 is everything in China. China didn't just want to show the world that they are the best Olympic host ever. They also wanted to be seen as the best performer. Since then, the country has implemented many curriculums and activities that focus on sports. Extraordinary amounts of incentives and benefits were awarded to any Olympic medalists. This gave the younger generations something else to strive for in life. Prior to that, education and finance has always been the thing in China. But now, excelling in sports can somehow assure a stable and comfortable life. In Asian countries, spending hours on training, doing constant repetition, it's nothing, honestly. Why do you think we're so good at math? Think about it. Spending hours doing the same using the same formula over and over again just for 1 or 2 exams that are important to our lives? Sounds familiar, right? But aside from that, China was breeding Olympians. There was a documentary that showcased how kids were groomed to be future Olympians, and it showed the grueling training that they had to go through almost every other day. Now that's the true definition of don't have a life. Dedication. Yeah, dedication. Even before competing with Olympians from around the world, Chinese Olympians had to compete with the numbers of local contestants. Being part of the Chinese Olympic team meant that you are handpicked from the 1.3 billion people. It means that you're the best among 1.3 billion people. Not to mention that if you win a medal, you will be considered as the country's hero, beloved and supported by the people. Imagine the amount of advertising deals that you receive upon your return to the country. Well, that's unless they create a sports virtual influencer like her. You can also check out my other video where I talked about Chinese virtual influencers. Yeah, advertising done right. But anyway, speaking of competition, Taiwan and Hong Kong are now considered under the umbrella of China. So it kind of means that there is less competition and more talents added into their ranks. If you can't beat them, join them, right? I mean, in this case is, if you can't beat them, make them join you. And you know, the sore losers will say, yeah, China doesn't deserve the medals, cause they're stealing talents. But with the world so internationalized right now, it's honestly nothing new. You see that all the time in World Cups. Plus, I think China got the idea from their best friend. So with the ever-abundant fishes in the ocean to choose from, the growing popularity and benefits of sports accomplishments in China, and the nation's thirst to impress the world, I mean, is it really surprising that China is dominating the Olympics? Well, of course, you may believe that China is currently doing better in the Olympics based on many other reasons, and you're probably right. Maybe it's really all about the numbers. Just pour in as many Olympians and clench as many medals as you can. But these are just my thoughts about it. So anyway, that's it for now. Thank you for sticking around, and don't forget to subscribe and stay so thirsty.